My daughter, Heather Stackpole, is in the process of dying. This process, called death for her, is a very important part of her life, and I wanted to make it as magnificent for her as her birth was for me. And I also wanted to share with other people that death doesn't have to be frightening, and there are ways for people to take their loved ones home and be with them in another way. My daughter was in an accident 2 years and 3 months ago, which left her in a state perhaps identified as one stage up from coma. She had the bone on one side of her head removed while the brain was swelling. And when the swelling went down, they put a shunt in and put the bone back on. And there will be many other people left like Heather was because of the surgery, the advances in surgery that have happened in our society. And I wanted to make sure that if someone was left in this state, in this particular state, that parents would be able to know and see that they could take their loved one home and assist them through the death process and be part of it and learn to live with death.
Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where trouble melts like lemon drops away up in the chimney tops. That's where you find me.
I was scared at first. I was like, oh, what's gonna happen, you know? It was just so beautiful, learning how to take care of her and to bathe her, and she seemed so much more peaceful at home too. It was just like, finally you guys are doing what I wanted you to do a long time ago. Now I'll just stay here for you till you can all go through your stuff while I'm passing on, and then I'll go. And she did, you know.
I waited for my friend Shannon, who came the day after Heather was home. My son and daughter-in-law went with me to bring Heather home, and they stayed with me. I was never alone myself, and I think that's really important, that you have someone to take care of your needs while you're taking care of somebody else's needs.
I want to do everything I can to help with Heather and to help make this time easier. Especially being at home, she feels a lot more comfortable, a lot more at ease, to hear the sounds, the smells, the sights of home.
I think I've gotten through it a whole lot better because I've had all the caring that I've had. You have your friends, you have hospice, you have your physician, you have people who come saying, I would like to be here. I'd like to be here with you. I feel like I would like to help you. And as long as you know you feel comfortable with them, then I think it's great. And we've all been brought together to share this work and to share my daughter's life and death in a way that can help others. The major advantage for me was that I could be in control of her environment. I saw her be in a nursing home where other people took care of her, and they did a wonderful job, but they're not her mother, and they're not loved ones that have known her for many years. I could create an environment for her that I knew that she would love. And that meant even turning the television on and getting videos of old movies, because she was an actress and she loved old movies. I knew the kind of taste she had, and so I wanted to be in control of that environment. It's a wonderful feeling when you take someone out of a nursing home and you can be in charge again.
I remembered what my friend the Blue Heron had said just before he left last year. If I don't come back this spring with all my friends, I'll come back to you in all my friends. You'll know it's magic you can feel.
She's gone for us, and their hope had disappeared. All of our hope had. And it was like, you know, what are we doing to Heather? We are keeping her around for us. Our hopes, our dreams, we want her back, but is it really the right thing to do?
Well, that's not living. Living is doing things and being with people you love, and not having people have to come to you and talk at you because you can't talk back. And I didn't want her to live like that. I wouldn't want to live like that, and I know she wouldn't let me live like that. I'm just doing what she would do for me.
The tools can get anybody through, and these tools are really what I would like to share with people, so that they can recognize while they're in the middle of crisis and trauma is the time to do the work. Instead of stuffing it, pushing it down like our society has taught us how to do. If you sincerely believe that your loved one isn't going to be able to live a quality kind of life, you can go to wherever they're being taken care of and have a conference, you and your whole family, and talk to them about what they think, and the doctor has to be involved, and you have to get 2 or 3 doctors at this point to agree with you that they don't think that the person has a chance to have a quality life. But you could spend some time taking care of the patient in the nursing home or wherever they're being taken care of, so that you know what to do. You could ask for what are the stages, what is the dying process like in this particular, from this particular kind of injury, and you can learn everything you can about it till you feel comfortable enough that you could handle anything that's going to happen. And then you can have a support person such as a hospice nurse, you can have a nurse who is in your community, or you can do it yourself. I mean, you are in charge. That's the wonderful part about it. I learned how to communicate with her. I took courses in how to recognize and use whatever ability there was to communicate, so I could get answers, yes and no answers. So I played the music that she loved, and some of the music that was spiritual, that was created to open up the heart center and open up the psyche to love. And I was there singing to her, and we were there. We were watching wonderful old movies. She loved old movies. I mean, she taught me how to appreciate the theater. And so we had on some of her favorite old movies, and I knew she'd love that. We ate upstairs in the room with her. We slept there.
We're just here to support you on your way, honey. There's only love here for you, and there's only love beyond. And there's nothing to be afraid of. So when your angel comes, don't be afraid. Go right off with him.
I used everything that was just here in the house. For her to have a bed that was comfortable was very important. It doesn't have to be a hospital bed. In fact, I wanted it to be more like a home, feeling at home, rather than having anything sterile or like a hospital. You know, everything was geared to making love present, having love be around her. Dying is a natural end, and if we can accept it as being natural instead of abnormal or a failure, then we can feel present. You can't be present when you have fear, but you can be fully present when you're feeling this tremendous love power that's there, and that was the ritual, really.
It was relaxing, it was real calm. The wind was blowing outside, you know, and she was just breathing her last breaths, you know, they're real deep, real strong, and she was just strong till the end, you know, and just, you can tell, you know, all the color leaves the body, and it's 10 minutes before the death. You can tell there's nothing there. It's just a shell. You know, it's not Heather anymore. It's just a shell.
I felt like I was in a state of grace, and that state of grace exists around the death process like it does no other process I know of. She just breathed very gently. In the last few breaths, she just took nice deep breaths and let them go. And when she was gone, it was like this, if you didn't look at her color, which began to, the color began to leave her face, you wouldn't know she was dying. She just really slipped out and went in awareness.
You know, there wasn't anything horrible or about it, you know, not scary. I'm not afraid to die now. She really gave me that gift. I'm looking at this going, thank you for the experience, Heather. If time comes for my parents or for his mother someday, I have this gift that Heather gave to me to be able to help them in their process.
I really hope it will help other people. It's important. Too many people have lost touch with that feeling and just have the hardest time letting go, saying goodbye.
I had her for 31 years, and I had her infancy and adolescence and childhood and early womanhood. I mean, I had all that, and I had her friendship, and you know, I treasure every moment I had with her, and I could say, Heather, I love you, I still love you.
And when I let go and I fly to the sun, take my remains where the wild river runs and scatter them there in the dry desert air where the bright angel falls. There are times when my spirit, weary and worn, long for the peace of a sweet canyon dawn to rise from my sleep, dreamless and deep, to the canyon wren's song, and then leave out my days in the ancient one's ways, dancing on ledges and riding the waves, listening to voices through millions of years. I laugh with their laughter, and I cry with their tears. La 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 la.
Grief seems to hold somebody back. Don't hold me back. Heather would say, don't hold me back with your grief. Love each other. Love each other. And that's the best tribute you can give to me or to anyone else who's died. And continue to pray for the person who's passed on and talk about them. Don't put pictures away. Look at them and weep if you have to. Keep the pictures out and feel the memories that come, because they're very precious.